So we, showing them what the opportunity looks like, pieces of property, and then they've got a rationale for selecting. So also understanding what will be an ideal spot for them. I learned a lot.
The story continues.
Yeah.
You've secured the president of service. You've called Pius, sent them at that time, and told them, guys, we need to go and pitch to the president of Lebanon. And what year is this? Same year, 2014?
2014.
Okay.
2014 actually moved so fast, yeah.
Okay.
I also now begin coming to Kenya a bit more often to meet Centum, get to know them. But also as I'm meeting them, remember CK said, hire this girl.
Yeah.
So he's told his people, hire this girl immediately.
So James,
Nani. So Pius himself, as they're seeing me, as I'm pitching, they're seeing a potential candidate. But then God had another assignment, yeah? We needed to do this service assignment. So we...
Are they hinting?
Hinting at my offers. The desk. They were real offers.
For real?
Yeah.
So you're the one who's saying no, because we need to do this?
No. At times, a conversation will go cold or we haven't agreed from a financial perspective.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. And then if things don't align, just know there's a reason. I never thought about it from a reason perspective, yeah? Because I was like, wow, Centum is doing amazing. I want to be part of this growth, blah, blah, blah. I've had the opportunity to meet Dr. Kirubi, James, Pius, who else? Fred. And they actually look like people I really want to work with, yeah? So even James says, Mercy, when an opportunity presents itself, take it. I look at him, I'm like, I know that statement. I say that statement.
So James, now you're meeting him when you come down?
James, I'm now meeting when I come down.
Okay.
Yeah, but now CK has briefed him. But I don't know. I'm meeting him to present an opportunity to invest in Dubai. But as I'm pitching, he's just looking at me. Yeah. But I'm so grateful that didn't work out at that particular time.
That's so cool.
So fast forward, we go to Lebanon.
Now with Pius?
No. The initial trip was meant to have the greater Centum team so that they can come and understand what service does, their culture, their system, their heritage. And that initial team was meant to be, I think, 4 MDs, including Dr. Kirubi. But 3 of them were not able to come. Oh, I also forgot, when I met Pius in Dubai, he wasn't originally meant to come to Dubai. He was coming to take a speaking engagement for and on behalf of Dr. James Moria, who called him and said, what are you doing this day?
Go.
Represent me.
Yes.
That was for Mercy.
Wow.
Yeah. So fast forward, Pius is the only one who shows up. And also for him showing up, it was such a confirmation from God, because the others, we were trying to get visas, we couldn't get visas, timelines, things were moving now very fast. Pius didn't have a visa when he was checking in at the airport. So they tell him, you stand here. Wait. The minute he just steps out of the line, the check-in line, his visa lands. Pop, pop, pop. He's like, okay, this is a confirmation.
Yeah.
So he comes, we go pitch to the president of service why he should invest in Kenya, because now we've got a partner. And in his speech, he talks about Centum, the history, how they view investments, and that completely convinced the president. So this is November of 2014. And January of 2015, I needed to arrange a delegation from Lebanon and Dubai to come to Kenya.
What?
And it was a huge delegation. So I was in Kenya for 3 months. For 3 weeks.
Yes.
Hotels, cars, site visits. See, my brother chauffeured me. We visited schools. We visited lands. So I'm doing due diligence so that when Sabis comes, we can show them what Kenya looks like, but also Sabis and InvestBridge. my company,
yes.
My boss, our chairman, and some of these people had never been to Africa. So people are beginning to panic, oh, malaria, security. Yeah, that first trip. Wow.
And like, how many people are you bringing, are coming down for this?
Maybe 5 to 7.
Okay.
But high level.
Yes.
High level people. No experience is wasted. So I organized that trip. They come, we meet Centum. Now, the three of us are aligned. Remember, Centum came to meet Sabis?
Yes.
But then we haven't come down to meet them and to see the opportunity. So we spent 3 days.
What does that look like when you're showing them the opportunity? You show them Nairobi?
We're showing them Nairobi. We're showing them the evolution of the city. We're showing them other comparable international schools. So if these schools are here, it means there's an opportunity to be had.
Okay.
And if you look at a lot of international schools here in Kenya, most of them are
in this place, the
in
periphery.
this place, yes, yes.
The locations where they're set up.
Yeah, and one of Sabis's metric in finding an ideal location for their school is
Expatriates.
No, is they say we go to where the city will evolve. It doesn't need to be there now. So in my boss used to say, Mark Desari used to say for the longest time, if you're playing ice hockey, you go to where the puck will be thrown to, and not where it is. So you don't all run to me. You run to where you can see I'm angling for me to. So that was the rationale for picking that piece of property. But then there was, of course, a lot of guidance from Centum as our local partner. So we moved to Kiambu Road. That was Shags.
At that time?
Yeah. At that time, it was Shags.
What?
It was coffee. From Northern Bypass going this way.
Yes.
So remember now, this is when Two Rivers has begun. Two Rivers hadn't even been officially opened.
Okay.
Yeah.
I filmed Two Rivers when it was being constructed.
Yeah.
Put a GoPro on my head and I went around filming it. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're right. That whole Kiambu world hadn't opened up like that.
No, it
The
hadn't.
traffic wasn't the way it is now.
No. So we, showing them what the opportunity looks like, pieces of property, and then they've got a rationale for selecting, so also understanding what will be an ideal spot for them. I learned a lot.
Wow. So by the time they came, were they now convinced?
Yes.
That was the final...
By the time they came, we were married. Now, we had agreed. We saw Centum is the right partner. Centum now... Was Centum convinced? Not yet.
Oh, so you even have to convince Centum?
Yes, we have to convince Centum. Remember them, they're also investors. They're in the business of investing.
Yes.
Now, the convincing of Centum, that was my biggest mission in 2015. Because now in 2015, they were not understanding the business model. Remember, it's only Pius who came down to Lebanon, yeah? So that took a couple of presentations, which they began understanding. But then the understanding was coming to Dubai to see a school, yeah, that is operational. And thank God, I'm telling you, CK, from when we met, every time he'll be in Dubai, he'll be like, he'll tell his PA, Beverly, make sure Mercy knows I'm in Dubai.
So what would that mean?
I organize his schedule there and plan, Nini, ensure he's sorted. You
become the person who chaperones him in a sense, and goes around with him and plans his meetings. Not just even chaperoning, like you are the one he leaves his schedule to you.
Yes. Including one time he was leaving Boston and he called me, he's like, hey, my friend, I'm in Boston, I have a layover. I haven't seen you in a long time. Let me spend a few days with you in Dubai.
Days?
3 days. Now, those 3 days, I told him perfect, because now those were the 3 days we used to take him around the Sabis schools for him to understand the business model, the operational model of Sabis.
And what is the operational model that made it different from what maybe we are used to here?
One, they're heavy on systems, IT, technology. So
yes, you're right. Look at the world.
Look at the world.
What?
Yes, yes. Then for them, class size doesn't matter, because what they do is from the time your child joins Sabis to when they graduate at that particular time, because things change, they have 400,000 data points. Remember when we talked about my story I was in class 6, but my math was class 4. Service would already have picked that through the exams. Because question is not just one. One is linked to a topic. So if they see I'm constantly failing in this particular topic, it means I've not grasped the concept. Yeah.
You've actually reminded me. Pius took me for a tour of service. And this I've just realized was way before COVID.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying in terms of they were technologically advanced at that time.
Correct.
And this is before COVID made everything a norm.
Correct.
Floods again are forcing us to go back to this technology.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
For those who still may have not picked it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And they've always been ahead. You know, if you go to the head office in Lebanon, geez, you'll think you're at Microsoft's office. They have 150 people in the IT department.
Huh?
It is more of an IT educational department. And what these people are doing is systems. So the teacher in service does not prepare the course plan or the course outline for the day. By the time they get to class, it is already aligned. And the questions they ask help the teacher to know, has Mercy understood this particular concept? And did Mercy struggle to the minutiae of how many minutes did it take me or seconds did it take me to answer that question? Because I'm doing it digitally.
Yes.
And all this, it's just...
Oh my God, because of the time it took you from answering question, let's say you did question 1 in a minute, question 2 in a minute, question 3, you did it in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And question 3 is tied to this topic.
Yes.
So they're able to now know, not only did he get it wrong, or even if he got it right, he took this much time to answer it.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean necessarily he's understood the principles.
Correct.
That is insane.
It is. It is such an amazing, amazing, amazing story. Like from 1886 in a village in Shoifat to a global school.
Yeah.
So now it was the opportunity to show CK and Centum team, aside from them saying yes when Pius came, really understanding what you've said yes to. See, Pius was instrumental to pitching Centum as a local partner.
Aha, I get it.
But then them saying yes to service as a system needed some time for them, because you could say yes, but you really have not understood what you've said yes to. So that time, 2015, and of course there was also the leadership. We did another trip with the Greater Centum team and the team to Lebanon from InvestBridge.
Yeah.
And now that had their management and many other people, decision makers. And then by that time, we'd signed something called an MOU, which is a Memorandum of Understanding, saying that we're willing to do this, and we're also willing to set up service schools across Africa.
Oh, as Centum being the partner to set it up with, so we're entering, you're not entering for Kenya, you're entering for Africa.
We're entering for Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. Another
question. You know, I thought CK just came and it was a one touch point and gone.
Yeah.
But he began, I met CK once and via Pius when we did, even with Aizo, when we interviewed him at his house.
Yeah.
Before just, maybe a year before he passed on.
Yeah.
This guy, CK, and I came to understand, is globally understood and known.
Yeah.
He would come to Dubai and you'd literally be the person who schedules him, handles him, takes him around. That means you guys got to have a relationship.
We actually got to have a relationship, especially him and Alex.